Hoobity hoo, and how do you do? Welcome to your favorite morning show, where walkies and talkies, where we're walking and we're talking. I'm your host, Camie. So today's episode is about self-love and my own self-love journey. How did I get here? When did I learn that I needed to love myself more? What were the signs? All for me. Discretion is advised. There may be some suicide and ideation in this talk, but I want to be truthful and honest. So, it all began with a Bible study. Maybe even before that. But the Bible study definitely was a eye-opener for me. It's called Heart. I think it was based off a book. It was just kind of like, working on the parts of your heart. And honestly, the ladies I did that Bible study with, they're my sisters to this day. Because before then, my heart was cold, and I not only hated myself, I hated my loved ones too. It was a bad time. I was in a dark place. I was lashing out. I didn't care about anyone or anything. And I know it's crazy, but the truth is I didn't even care about my husband or my kids or whatever was going on or whatever was going to happen to me. I was like, you know what? Forget it. F it. Life is life, and I don't care. Because I was hurt. I was hurting. But that Bible study and talking and sharing about why I'm hurt, what is the root of it, slowly led to me seeing that a hard heart isn't the answer. Days would be so bad where I was like, let me just end my own life because no one cares about me. Nobody loves me. I don't even love myself. I don't even like myself. You have those people who don't like their own company. That was me. No, I don't like the company of myself. I couldn't stand myself. And I would try to do things that okay, no, I'm going to push past it. And I was faking it. I was faking it until I made it. And again, it was a bad time. It was rough. It was a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. But again, I'm thankful for my sisters in Christ, and we had that Bible study. And I think parts that really helped me see the dark sides of myself was talking to people. And I've been intentionally antisocial for years and years. Oh, you invite me somewhere? No, I can't go. Yeah, I'm not coming. Ooh, I got a thing. My kids. And I would block people out because then all the times before I would try to let people in, they would be like, oh, yeah, sure. But not really. Only sometimes. And I'll be honest, it's been hard making friends as an adult because of those antisocial tendencies that I grew up with and then some. And I don't want to get too deep into the details, but sometimes I would hang out with friends and it would be a good time, and then other times it'd be like, yeah, I probably would be better off at home. And I think I was just picking the wrong friends to hang out with. But you can't blame yourself for your youth. Everybody has bad friends when you're a kid. I mean, not everybody, but mostly everyone. So there is that. But yeah. So here we are. How did I get here? How did I say, hey, let's make a change? The Bible study. It happened. It ended with a beautiful picnic where we all hugged and we cried and we took a group photo. And I'm not super in contact, but when I see those ladies or they reach out, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Hope you're the best. And life went on. So I started therapy and I was going great. And then October came. And that was bad. That was really bad. But in therapy, it was talking through some of these hard feelings, talking through some of the people that I felt angry at. Here I am in the big 30s, and I'm still mad at my parents. Like, what? But I'm only just now seeing that, like, your parents are people too. Just like it's your first time being a parent, guess what? It's their first time being a parent too. Oh, well, you've got older siblings. No, they're the first time being the parent to you. So we give them grace. They're not perfect. They're just trying to, in some parts, it was a little sound bite I listened to where you can't imitate what another person did, right? I'll keep this in the context of parenting. You can't parent like your parents parented. You got to do something different because your situation is different. We're not all clones, okay? It took them years to code the human genome, the entire thing of DNA, if I'm saying this correctly. And so each person, even if you got the same mama and daddy, you're going to be different. You're going to be different. One of my sisters has 2 children born in the same month, within the same week. And when I tell you these babies' personality is completely different, it's completely different. One is fire, one is ice. One is nice, one is not so nice. But we love her anyways, and she is adorable. Okay, they're both adorable. But again, everyone's different. So it's their first time parenting you and them. So you've got to be lenient. And that's where I was. I was like, no, because they should have done this for me. And why weren't they here? And how did we go through a pandemic and we didn't connect and stuff? And mind you, it's a freaking pandemic. This is something that's hasn't happened since the 30s or the 20s or years ago. So nobody knows what to do. Nobody knows how to act. And I have to point the finger at me. Yeah, I'm looking for them to reach out to me, but did I reach out to them? No, I'm holding myself accountable. So talking about my parents. And of course, I'm a person of faith, so I prayed about it because I can't live that way. I can't just be like, it is what it is and move on. We've got a grass cutting at 2:00, so I may cut in and out with the audio, but I'm still here, even if it's noisy. I don't think I'm going to go all the way. I think this is going to be a shorter episode just because I do have somewhere to be at 11, and I've got 10:43. Anyways, yeah, so healing parental trauma. I prayed about it, and was like, hey, call that parent you ain't spoke to in 100 years. And I did. And I've got to say, it feels good to have a parent again, but not just a parent, but having the adult relationship. It's really nice. So there's that side. Additionally, life has been throwing a lot at me. I've went through so much, from moving from my hometown to a whole other place, thinking, heck yeah, I can do it. And then you move, and then it's like, oh no, this is not what I pictured it like. Oh, it was bad. I mean, there's been some good, but honestly, if I gave where I live a rating, it's a 1-star review. It's a 1-star. It's not even 1 star. Don't move here. Don't live here. It sucks. I've had a horrible time. I've met a few people, but it sucks. And so just by going from a city town, that's what I call it, and going from my city town to this just town, yuck. Okay, I could walk to my library back home. I could be within walking distance of relatives Like, you could walk the whole city in a day. Now, it's crazy. It's mad miles. But I've seen people. I know people who have done it, who have been on one side of town and they walk all the way to the other side of town in a day. I've seen them do it. Heck, I've even attempted it once upon a time or two. But the moral of the story is just like, hey, let me do that. But that was home. And I think the biggest thing is just that I missed home, and I didn't know how to verbalize that I missed home. Because changing locations is tough, and nobody tells you that because you don't ask anybody. Because who was I? I was antisocial. And when things got bad, I was like, well, I blamed myself for all the problems. It's like, oh, well, let me be accountable and blame myself. And back when I said October hit, well, yeah, October, I was very close to taking a long walk off a short pier, and in so many words. And it was bad. I wanted to give up because it just felt like everything I did, everything I tried was a mistake. Have you been to college 3 times and dropped out 3 times? Have you been a parent and not been able to provide basic necessities for your children? All because it's like, well, I thought, and your thinking is wrong, or you make a decision and it's wrong, and then you feel like people are upset with you and they are trying to be nice to you. Like, no, don't be nice and be upset. That feels fake. It feels phony. Tell me how you really feel so I know how to act accordingly. Maybe it's the ADHD where I mirror other people's personalities, but I can't stand when somebody is pretending to be nice when the situation is a whole different situation. I don't like it. It makes me upset in so many words. But again, I was in a bad place, and I cried and I cried and I cried. And I said, no more. So I quit a lot of things. I didn't release Pug and Cat when I was supposed to. I stopped drawing. I backed out of opportunities for myself to, be in the comic book space. And I'm trying to build back from that. I'm trying to do things that are not just for the benefit of my family, but things that are just intentionally for myself. Kickstarter is stressing me out right now because where the heck is my money? But at the same time, it's like, okay, what else can I do? So I wrote another book, and I'm gonna get the editing services done, and then from the editing services, I'm gonna draw the pages, make the comic happen, and sell it without Kickstarter this time around. I'm just gonna buy a bunch of copies on hand, advertise it until I run out, and then whatever I make out of profits, okay, either I sell more or, do something else. But life's been hard. It's hot. I'm out of breath. I didn't even go all the way to the end of the street. So again, this is a short episode, but it was, it's been a journey. It still is a journey. I'm not saying that I'm healed and I'm whole and I'm one with the cosmos. Oh, the shade feels nice. But I'm still working. I'm still growing. And I just felt like sharing, because whenever you feel like you're ready to quit it all and throw it all away and just end everything and all the good that doesn't matter to you anymore in life, that's when, you know what? Maybe I need to love myself intentionally. Now, ways I'm trying to love myself intentionally, trying to get back into walking. That was something I did a lot. I'm on the fence about eating healthy, like calorie deficit, but we cross that bridge when we get there. I am trying to be more intentional in making comics, not for the sake of making money, but because I do love telling stories. So I may get back into more web comics instead of print, But I love telling stories. I mean, and not like, oh, you told a story lies, but just all these different ideas and people and things and inspiration that I want to turn into a comic. So the more that I write, the better I feel, the better I don't know. There's a lot I want to tell. I want to tell, I want to share. So I'm looking forward to actively doing that. And for my next trick, I just taking it one day at a time, writing affirmations. Starting this podcast has been a big step in the self-love journey because it's for me and it's something like I have wanted to do. And it's not, a lot of people that get in the podcast be like, oh, I get that podcast money. Because why? One of my favorite content creators, Kev on Stage, was like, why is Lady President Michelle Obama and Craig Robinson, her brother, hustling Airbnbs in medicine? Now, don't get me wrong. I love IMO. In my opinion, podcast is amazing. It humanizes somebody that I used to idolize. And I'm like, I love that. But at the same time, you out here selling advertising for what? It was Theraflu and stuff. I mean, like, oh, okay. Like, y'all I don't know. I don't know everybody's story, so everybody starts a podcast for different reasons. My reason is not to get paid from the podcast. It's to share the journey of the story. I'm trying to heal all of the hurt that I have caused myself from my own circumstances because I'm holding myself accountable. I'm choosing to love myself out loud and apologetically because I want to get to 100. Like, I picked one thing I want to live for, and this is going to sound crazy, but I have dreams, and in one of my dreams, I dreamt that I was somebody's grandma, and not like, oh, a young grandma, look at the grandbabies. No, I was an older grandma living in this little double wide trailer, and my grandkids came to visit me, and it was a young male and a female and their siblings, and they came to visit me, and I'm like, oh, what you up to, Grandma? I'm just having coffee. And we sat, and I don't remember the conversation we had, but it was a good, nice long visit, and we had the coffee, and then they went about their way, and that was a dream. But the coolest part about having dreams is that when I have these most vivid dreams, sometimes they come true, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're bad. So I don't know what this means. I mean, I do know what it means, but that's a conversation for another time. But again, I want to meet those grandkids in the future. I want to help my children find good people so that they don't have to live how I lived. Again, I'm not parenting like my parents. I'm parenting them. So it's being what they need from me. Anyways, we are at La Casa. So I'm going to stand in the shade or make it to the shade. But next week, we'll either continue self-love or we're probably going to talk about hope. That's another great part of what the world needs. More conversations about hope. So here we are. But before we go, let's end with a little gratitude. Name 3 things. Oh, wait, I always forget this part, and I'm working on it. So bear with me. The question of today's episode is, what was the moment you decided to start loving yourself more? For me, it was wanting to end my life and getting a random phone call from my family, and they really pulled me from the brink of it. And I'm grateful for them. And if they listen to this episode, I want to tell them thank you for their love, because I was in a place and I felt like I had no love. So I do my hoobity hoos and I wear all black because I like wearing all black. But all of these things I do out loud because this is how I love myself. So, again, oh gosh, I'm crying. Yeah, that was unexpected. Okay. Breathe with me. Breathe in and breathe out. We are here. We are loved. Start therapy. It's not as bad as they say. Okay. Gratitude. I'm grateful for being the safe space that I always needed. I'm grateful for loving myself out loud, unapologetically, in all shapes and sizes. I'm grateful for pacing myself because I'm not healed yet. I'm not whole. I'm still piecing myself together one by one. I hope you have the most amazing day. Remember to love yourself out loud and unapologetically. Come back next week, Tuesday at 9 a.m. where we will discuss another important topic about life. Hope. Where to find it, how to have it, and how it helps you in your self-love journey and mental health. I'm not a professional, and I feel like sometimes that wall of professionalism blocks us from really connecting with others. So I'm just a regular person doing regular things out loud. I keep saying out loud, out loud, out loud. I'm a parrot. That's what I am. Squawk. But yeah, hope you have the most amazing day. I hope this episode left you refreshed and let you know, hey, it's time to heal. Stay tuned. Stay blessed. I love you always. Bye.